Oh, you know what they say, laughter is the best medicine. And Donald Trump gets a chance to have a whole bunch of medicine at his own expense in this breaking story. Hey, let's take a laugh for a minute here at Occupy Democrats at the absurdity of what's gone on since this man came down the escalator in 2015. Because what South Park has done with its 27th season premiere is absolutely stunning, especially considering the circumstances surrounding it. And I'm going to show that story to you in just a few seconds. Oh, and plus video, you got to see this. But first, real quick, let's remember how some of this started between Marco Rubio, who's now the head of the State Department, and Donald Trump way back. Check this out.
He's always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me. He's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2". Have you seen his hands? They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands?
And of course, Donald had to respond.
He said I had small hands. Actually, I'm 6'3", not 6'2", but he said I had small hands. They're not small, are they? I never heard that one before. I've always had people say, Donald, you have the most beautiful hands. Right? He hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee.
And the irony in this entire story is the fact that then, in that race, during that campaign, Marco Rubio had to actually note that while he regretted it, Donald Trump was, of course, not being a particularly nice guy and not running a very clean campaign.
I regret the way the campaign has become, absolutely, because Donald Trump for the last year has made it one of the most vulgar spectacles in American political history.
Robin Williams had a famous line in one of his stand-up routines when he said, "You know what they say about big hands and big feet? Yeah, big gloves and big shoes." But in this breaking story, what South Park did is absolutely extraordinary and awesome with regards to us all having a laugh at the expense of one Donald J. Trump. And you know what? Why not laugh before we get to the weekend? Because dang, this is hysterical. Check out this breaking story, not only about why Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park, did it, but also in the vein of and supporting the recent cancellation of the Stephen Colbert Show. Take a watch at this. Breaking news, South Park exposes Trump's teeny tiny manhood in shocking premiere. South Park began its 27th season with multiple shots below the belt at President Donald Trump, showing off the president's teeny tiny wee in both animated and live-action form. In a mock ad for Trump made by South Park characters in episode's final minutes, a live-action Trump was shown running through the desert, sweating and exhausted. Trump took off his clothes and laid down without clothes on the sand. The South Park premiere ended with a shot of Trump's wee growing, but still small. A voiceover declared, in quotes, "Trump, his wee is teeny tiny, but his love for us is large." Earlier, the episode repeatedly showed cartoon Trump without clothes in bed with Satan. Trump was no longer portrayed by Mr. Garrison, but voiced and animated. In quotes, "Come on, Satan, you know you can't resist this," Trump said, pulling down the covers to himself. In quotes, "I can't even see anything because it's so small," Satan said. He looked away in disgust.
Nobody makes fun of me and gets away with it.
South Park fans will note that this isn't the first time the show has portrayed a world leader as Satan's lover. The earlier season showed Satan in a loving relationship with Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. The season 27 premiere, in quotes, Sermon on the Mount, also mocked Trump's apparent tendency to sue anyone who criticizes him for massive sums of money. In the premiere, Trump sued the town of South Park for $5 billion after they criticized his presidency. It was a clear reference to Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against Paramount in October of 2024. Much like Paramount, which controversially settled the suit for $16 million with Trump, the South Park residents settled with Trump for $3 to $5 million. In reference to Trump's claims that he'll make CBS run pro-Trump ads for him, the settlement in South Park forced the town to make its own pro-Trump ads. The only ad the town could come up with featured full frontal Trump without clothes. The new season of South Park was originally scheduled to start July 9, but was delayed 2 weeks due to complications from Paramount's ongoing merger with Skydance. In quotes, this merger is a S show, showrunners Matt Stone and Trey Parker reportedly said, and it's effing up South Park. The merger has been speculated to be the reason for Paramount's settlement with Trump. Late-night host Stephen Colbert called the settlement a big fat bribe to Trump. He announced his own show had been canceled by CBS, owned by Paramount, 3 days later. Oh my goodness, is that absolute genius. And many times all we can do is laugh. Why did Bob Hope do the USO tours during Vietnam? Laughter and levity, especially when we have the ability to do it ourselves, is really important. Of course, Donald Trump doesn't. But my favorite part of this story isn't the actual episode. It's not the wonderful writing or the parody and the joke thrown at Donald Trump. It's not. It's the fact that Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park, waited until the actual deal was done, extending their contract, and then they dropped the hammer on both Paramount and Donald Trump. That is the sweetest revenge. You guys stay frosty.